here for my Module 8 presentation of my chart that describes internal and external communications. I chose to use the app Creately. I've used this once before. I also tried to use Lucid, and I didn't find that was very easy to do. I couldn't really get it to download on my computer very well, so that's why I decided to use Creately. So these are all the communities that communicate within Jackson Heights. So as you can see, I have kind of a little key up here in the right where my cursor is, and that tells you if it's two-way communication. So face-to-face, yes, that means that these people would be able to respond to what you're saying. Email could be both. You could send an email blast where people can respond, or you can send an email blast to from a particular site that does not allow you to respond. But most of the time it would be two-way communication along with phone calls. You're obviously talking to someone. Social media is more of closed communication. You're just giving out information. If they have a question, they can obviously respond on that post, but for the most part, it's closed. Along with PowerSchool, I see that parents and students and teachers can get onto PowerSchool and change those grades, but most of the time they're going to use that email to get that two-way communication. And then a newsletter, which is, I think, a main source of information at Jackson Heights, is sent out to everybody in the Jackson County community that has asked to receive those. So as you can see in my chart, I have tried to make different colors. So internal publics would be administration, faculty, and students. External would be parents, partners, community groups, and Jackson County as a whole. As you can see, each color has a different set of lines that tell you who they communicate with and how they communicate. So I will just go through students. Most students are communicating face-to-face, through email, and through PowerSchool. So they are able to look at all of those. Most of them are not going to make phone calls, and they use social media, but it is possible that they do not follow Jackson Heights page, but they could. And then the newsletter, their parents receive that, but I'm doubting that they look at that too in depth. So you can pause this video if you would like and kind of look at these lines. A strength of Jackson Heights would be the newsletter. I think they work really well with all teachers and staff and community to send out this newsletter to make sure that people know what is going on in North Jackson schools. So a concern that I have is social media as a communication tool. I know that they have followers, but I don't know if it's used as much as it should be. And I think that it could be used more in trying to reach out to some of those parents that are on Facebook. I think a lot of parents don't have Twitter, and I think that's the main one that most administrators, teachers, and students use Facebook more on a regular basis. A critique of my chart. So as I started making this, I had put a lot of work into it and didn't want to go back and completely change it all. I think it could be a lot cleaner. I used a lot of lines. The colors help, but it also is a little bit busy for my taste. So it's something that could definitely be done better, okay? So within this chart, you can see that there are so many connections to be made because of all these lines and all these connections from external publics and internal publics. It definitely supports the learning and success for students. Communication is key, and it always has been and always will be. If you can keep communication open